Straight ahead on our 2017 debut of CitySpan, the budget is set. What's been cut, what stays, and what's the financial outlook for Savannah? We're going to try and answer those questions for you. Major changes on River Street. Plans are in place. Top-notch luxury with historic preservation in mind. We'll take you on a tour of the Tompkins Community Center on Savannah's west side. And hop over to Eastside for another edition of My Historic District. Jughead night, Joe Shiraz, and much, much more. So grab a pie, sit courtside. We have a whole lot coming up straight ahead on CitySpan. Hey everyone, Ken Slatz here. Welcome to the show. We are all set to get you up to date on the news, notes, and features about your city. It's all Savannah in the spotlight on CitySpan. We're going to start fresh with our 2017 budget. The plan is in place, which includes cutting spending.
The City of Savannah has a 2017 budget that is balanced, does not raise property taxes, and adds 18 new police officers and 10 new firefighters to our ranks. That's the good news. The bad news is City Manager Rob Hernandez has deemed that our current spending plan is unsustainable in the long run. When Hernandez took over the city's top job in October, he quickly had to make some tough decisions to present a balanced $378 million budget to City Council amid flat revenues and increased expenses. At the December 1st budget retreat, he laid out a plan that cut almost $15 million in expenses. All departments outside of police and fire saw cutbacks. Capital projects, such as park improvements and road repairs, were eliminated. Most of the public attention was on a proposed $400,000 cut to the $1.5 million budget for cultural and social service nonprofit agencies. Following significant public comment and council discussion, that funding was restored. Instead, key strategic planning initiatives were eliminated, as were 3 new positions intended to speed up the city's permitting and inspections processes. City Council approved the spending plan on December 22nd. It uses state and federal grant funding to add 15 new police officer positions to support an anti-gang initiatives, 3 new police officers for a traffic unit, 220 body cameras for police, 64 new police cruisers, 10 additional firefighter positions, and 7 new utility billing positions. Hernandez called the budget a bridge between 2016 and expected major changes being prepared for the 2018 budget to structurally realign revenues with expenses.
And the City Council is going to help shape that future method or future direction of service delivery as we go through the strategic planning process. So again, I need everyone in this room to understand that this budget is simply a bridge. It is almost a placeholder in time, because for fiscal year 2018, the City Manager's Office will be bringing something that is significantly different than what you've seen in the past.
More on that later this year. Reporting for CitySpan, I'm Brett Bell.
It's been just over a year since city officials broke ground on the new Cultural Arts Center at the southeast corner of Oglethorpe and MLK. And while it looked like the project may have been dormant, recently construction fences went up and heavy equipment moved in. A sure sign that the project is well underway.
The site is being prepped now for all of the groundwork to make sure that we're ready to go, and we've brought in some fill dirt. We're doing different testing to make sure we don't have any environmental issues. Our next steps will be pouring footings for the actual building itself. So we've been very fortunate since Hurricane Matthew that we haven't had any bad weather, and work has started happening every day.
The $25 million project is being built with SPLOST money and was designed by the Gunn Meyerhoff Shea architectural firm. It'll include a 464-seat performance theater, performing arts studio, gallery space, meeting and classrooms, and plenty of outdoor space for the arts.
We are building a center that all of the community can use and enjoy. So it will be children's camps and art classes and theater classes, possible recording classes. It will be adult art classes and jewelry making classes and pottery and possibly theater. There could be some dance instruction. It is going to be a living building. We want to see it active with our local residents all of the time.
Johnston says once the building's footers are in place, vertical construction should begin quickly, provided there are no surprises at the site.
part of it was the historic site of the Vetter House, and we know we have some remnants of that original house in the ground. Now, that's not where our building is going, but we want to make sure that we don't disrupt something that could be of historical value to the city.
Construction of the center is expected to be complete in the first half of 2018. We will be providing you updates on the building's progress right here on City Span. Well, the west side of River Street in the Landmark District, it's been quiet since the Georgia power plant went silent more than a decade ago. The structure, built in 1912, will be the centerpiece for a grand hotel, all part of the Plant Riverside Entertainment District.
It's going to be a live entertainment district like Savannah and like, frankly, the East Coast has never seen before.
Developer Richard Kessler is taking on this project, his 7th hotel in the downtown district. This one, a major expansion to River Street.
Basically shifts a lot of the complete activities down here on this far end with what's going to take place. I mean, it becomes a destination for people.
It's going to encompass a 419-room JW Marriott luxury hotel. It has a 7,000-foot ballroom. We're going to have retail, wine tastings, 13 food and beverage operations, swimming pools, 3 rooftop bars, 484-car parking deck, and a Martin Luther King Jr. park, which we're really excited about, and a stage that will actually handle about 600 to 700 people.
Kessler has worked with the city to develop the entire boardwalk, extending to Plant Riverside.
A lot of things were already in our plans to move forward. This project really just gave us an opportunity to kind of jumpstart that redevelopment.
So this enabled us and the city to accomplish that. And so we're going forward with them. We'll actually be building it for the city, and then completed, we'll be turning it over to the city.
At the end of that completed boardwalk will be Plant Riverside, which includes a lot of much needed downtown parking.
We're building it, we'll be selling it to the city and leasing it back for a long period of time, for 50 years actually.
Plant Riverside will create 2,500 construction jobs over a 2 to 2.5 year period. It will also create 700 day-to-day operational jobs.
Not only does it create all these jobs, but it also creates about $30 million in taxes for the city every 10 years and $9 million for the county.
They've done a great job with those renderings and really putting all the elements together that addresses or I guess provides entertainment for such a huge, broad section of our public. Activities for children, activities for adults, private functions, public functions, music, kind of museum-type exhibits. The whole gamut is there.
And then we bring into the arena area, and we tie all that in from Indian Street all the way down to the Stiles Avenue. And that area, you pull in, you're increasing the size of Savannah by, really on the riverfront, you're increasing it probably about by another 20%. So that's a huge increase in area that we're going to be able to develop.
It is going to truly be an iconic facility for Savannah.
The Kessler project is expected to take between 2 and 2.5 years to complete. Time to step aside. Much more to come on our 2017 debut of City Span, including a big field dedication in the name of local legend Jughead Knight, and a goodbye to one of Savannah's longest-running bureau chiefs. Look straight ahead. You can bank on this. And residents in Kyler Brownville have a new shiny addition to the neighborhood. That story and much more next on City Span.
You wouldn't put an elephant down the drain. It could get stuck and make the sewer back up. For the same reason, you wouldn't put fats, oils, or grease down the drain. They could harden, get stuck, and make the sewer back up. Either way, you've got a mess on your hands. Put used grease in a coffee can and throw it in the trash, not the sink. Cool it, can it, chuck it. Thanks. Message from the Water Authority.
Welcome back to City Span. About 6 months ago, we brought you the story of the major construction going on at the Tompkins Community Center on Savannah's west side, West 39th Street and Ogeechee in the Kyler Brownville neighborhood. Well, this state-of-the-art multi-purpose facility is just about done. Here's Alderman Van Johnson, and from the city's Leisure Services Bureau, Barry Baker, taking us on a tour of the Tompkins Center.
Okay, this is a multi-purpose room.
As promised, the citizens and residents, not only here but throughout the city of Savannah, have a beautiful, state-of-the-art facility.
The open air design. I mean, most neighborhood centers, they're closed in with the cinder block, but here, now you can look out and you can see it. I mean, it's much more modern, much more contemporary.
Attached to this multi-purpose room is the kitchen area.
I mean, this is commercial grade right here.
Right in front of us is a computer lab.
Parents know where their young people are, where they're supervised. Hopefully we'll have parental controls on here. We're an extension of their home of sorts, so and this is a nice home to be in.
Okay, this room will be the game room. And again, as kids are involved with various things, the game room will be like a social area. Right. And then we have, this will be like the arts room.
We're dealing with technology here. We're talking with academics here. We're talking about leveraging wellness here. We're talking about a variety of uses, also for family uses and for community uses.
This room is called the fitness and weight room area. We'll have fitness equipment and weight equipment available for primarily teens, young adults.
Unfortunately, these types of technologies, makes us sedentary. So, get them out, get them moving. I think that's excellent. So here we are, we're able to put a facility here that not only serves an internal purpose in terms of the gym, but also serves a complementary purpose to the pool that's been here.
A wonderful, beautiful center that will help shape the lives of young people and some not so young people for generations to come.
Thank you, gentlemen. Here in 2017, we continue our partnership with the folks over at the Consumer Credit Counseling Services of Savannah. Now, 6 years strong and counting, teaming up with this great organization. Here's our good friend Richard Reeve with another New Year's tip.
It's a new year, and that means tax time is just around the corner. Did you know you can have your taxes prepared for free? Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, or VITA for short, is an IRS program that helps working families get their federal and state income taxes prepared for free. Volunteers are trained and certified to assist Savannah families to prepare their returns at no cost. Refunds are fast with direct deposit. Don't spend hundreds of dollars having your taxes prepared. This year, keep all of your refund by taking advantage of the VITA program. If you or anyone you know is interested in free tax preparation, contact the Neighborhood Improvement Association at 912-447-5577 or visit www.niacbc.org to find a VITA center near you. You can also save money by doing your own taxes. Just go to myfreetaxes.com and prepare your own federal and state return at no cost. When it comes to refunds, you can split that money into 3 different bank accounts, making it easy to save and spend. And don't forget to ask your tax preparer about the Earned Income Tax Credit and other easy ways to save. Until next time, I'm Richard Reeve, and you can bank on this.
And thank you again, Richard. We look forward to next month's tip. We are winding down on our year-long tour of neighborhoods on the National Register of Historic Places. Next month, we will wrap it all up with the anchor of them all, the Landmark District. But this month, we head to Eastside, Meadows, Collinsville. Here's Ellen Harris.
Hi, I'm Ellen Harris from my historic district. Located directly southeast of the Landmark District is another of Savannah's historic districts, Eastside, which is comprised of several sub-neighborhoods. Bounded on the north by Gwinnett Street, on the south by Anderson Street, on the east by Cedar Street, and on the west by East Broad Street, this area was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2002.
I grew up in this neighborhood. We moved here in the early 60s. And I remember distinctly that the African Americans in this area pretty much stayed within this area because of segregation and other things. We didn't venture too far from the neighborhood.
Building began in the Eastside in the early 1900s, a suburb connected and growth spurred by the latest form of transportation.
The railroad system was put into place, and so you had a lot of people who worked for the railroad, and that's where you see a lot of the smaller single-story homes. That's where the workers actually used to work, and the two-story homes was for the middle class. One of the things is people don't know is streetcars used to run through the neighborhood.
And so I would create some of these elements.
Jerome Meadows moved into Eastside 20 years ago. Into this ice house on Waters Avenue, he's made into an art studio.
It lends itself to that sense of a community, you know, where you're not inundated with people who are showing up for events. But if you walk this, you know, it'd be great if there was a coffee shop and you would walk to the coffee shop and there would be other artists in there lazily waking up from a night of working in their studios, and community people who would be able to interact with that. You know, seeing artists as viable members of the community.
I think that as time goes by, there are things that are going on in the neighborhood. The Wheaton Street corridor now is being developed. A Waters Avenue restoration project is going on. And so what basically is happening is we're taking on that historic look. And so it's moving from the downtown area more into our particular area.
Which has a lot of history. Freddie Patrick is directly involved in the neighborhood in many ways. His position as Executive Director of Eastside Concerned Citizens Neighborhood Association and as past president worked diligently with citizens to formulate the application for Eastside to gain status on the National Register of Historic Places. For him, it was an easy sell.
First of all, this is an extremely beautiful neighborhood because we have a lot of the tree growth that goes over it, so it gives you that sort of historic, sort of antebellum feel to it. We have a lot of old historic homes. In fact, the homes that are in our neighborhood will never be built again. The old fireplaces and wood, so the architectural structure is still very strong in the neighborhood. The trees, the architects, so all that makes this a real beautiful and unique neighborhood.
Patrick says his community is stronger than ever. Citizens care about Eastside, Meadows, and Collinsville. It's not only about preserving the deep history, but working together for the future.
Over the last 7 to 8 years, we formed a real good partnership with the police department. Residents have worked together, and now we have gone from one of the least desired neighborhoods to now we're back to that point where we're probably one of the most desired neighborhoods.
Eastside is predominantly residential and an extension of the downtown grid pattern. Many of the small businesses are located along Waters Avenue, a north-south artery in Savannah. For My Historic District, I'm Ellen Harris.
And thank you, Ellen. Once again, we will wrap up our series of My Historic Districts with our downtown gem. That's the Landmark District, and that is next month on City Span. But next, it's all about Jug Knight and Joe Shiraz, two men who dedicated their lives to Savannah and its citizens. As we head to break, check out the sights and sounds of the Mayor's Christmas Motorcade, yet another wonderful annual tradition in Savannah, 58 years strong. We'll be right back.
All these mayors come up. I mean, people have driven for some of them 3 hours to get here to be in, to participate in this. So it's wonderful. The people that are here are excited about us being here. And we just bring some toys to people and gifts that wouldn't have it at Christmas if we didn't do it. So it's a great event, and it's something that we ought to be proud of. Parade is a big deal to them. They get outside of it and watch it when we come by. But yeah, it's a wonderful time. It's a good time to, be thankful for what you have and the gifts you have, and whatever you can do for other people, you need to make an effort to do for other people.
And welcome back to City Span. I'm Ken Slatz. 18 new firefighters on the job for Savannah Fire and Emergency Services. Our Mark Keller introduces us to a few who made it through that grueling process, capping it off with recruit class graduation.
14 weeks is what it takes to reach the point where you can wear the badge of Savannah Fire and Emergency Services. Those 3 months prepare new firefighters to hit the floor with numerous national certifications that include Firefighter 1, Vehicle Extrication, and Hazmat Awareness. It's a foundation to build upon and a limited understanding of what the firefighting profession entails. Philip Hart is relieved the academy experience is over, but the Screven County resident admits that he's both excited and nervous at the same time.
The last couple months have been eventful, been tough, encouraging, but loved it very much. It's something I'm glad I decided to do.
Kendrick Johnson is a former police officer from Columbia, South Carolina. His academy experience meant a greater appreciation for his new profession.
New line of respect for what the firefighters do day in and out. I think a lot of people don't really understand what these guys go through now, what I go through. And it's been challenging, but it's been very fun.
Bud Boyce was recognized with a Class Choice Award for her leadership during the academy. She's not new to firefighting, but graduating from the Savannah Fire Academy is still a really big deal to her.
Big important moment in my life. It's like a couple of the chiefs mentioned in their speeches, it's not the end of the academy, it's the beginning of a profession and a career in a place that I love. So I'm proud to be a public servant in our city.
During the graduation ceremony, Michael Schoenfeld received the Academic Award for having the highest grade point average in the class. These 18 new firefighters are already serving Savannah in their new roles. For City Span, I'm Mark Keller.
3, 2, 1, lift.
The city of Savannah unveiling its second turf field in the past 4 months, this one over at the Scarborough Sports Complex in Bacon Park. The field named after longtime coach Clarence Jug Knight. Jug and his family spent countless hours off Skidaway and Bonabella throughout the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. This brand new field built with SPLOST money is one of retired Leisure Services Bureau Chief Joe Shiraz's final projects. And this one hits home. It's all in the name of the late Jug Knight.
And I did want to get this project completed, and I appreciate the family's patience because we've been talking about this for a couple of years. Thank you to the Knight family, your husband and your dad and father-in-law and everything else was a great man and did a lot for this community.
Jughead Knight was like a father to me, and he often voiced to others that he raised me. He had a deep-seated care, a soft heart, and an eye for spotting where he could make a difference in someone's day.
If Vince Dooley had ever been able to hear him from the stands in Sanford Stadium, we would have won a national championship way before 1980 because he was full of advice. So with that, I say thank you again to the city, to Joey, to Joey's brother-in-law, Jimmy, for writing the beautiful letter requesting that the city consider honoring our family and our neighborhood and my father. And with that, I would encourage you all to go out and inspire somebody else to be a coach and teach a child what character is all about and what purpose is all about, and to go do great things in our community like hopefully this field will bring for the future.
You can see the full dedication on our City of Savannah YouTube page. Just search City of Savannah and join in on the fun. Now in 1983, Joe Shiraz began working for the City of Savannah. 6 years after that, he was named Leisure Services Bureau Chief. His steady, sincere, and dedicated guidance will definitely be missed. You see, Joe has retired after 33 years serving Savannah.
I hope they would remember me as being a man of his word, that if I said we were going to do it, we did it. And if we couldn't do it, I told you that too. But that I came in and hopefully made a difference.
Joe Shiraz sure did make a difference, whether it was athletic fields or professional and college baseball teams coming to town. From historic Grayson Stadium to the Civic Center to the Sandlot, Shiraz had a hand in all of it.
It's probably some of the things people won't notice, but it's going into the neighborhoods that didn't have any type of recreation, playgrounds, or any facilities at all. And being able to get into those neighborhoods and provide those children with something to do, and to improve some of the facilities we have for adults, because sometimes we forget about that. But in these days of fitness, you know, things for adults to do to get out and stay healthy. And our senior program.
He's probably the only person I know that is lucky enough or fortunate enough to have the only job he ever wanted. He wanted to lead leisure services, and he did it so well for so many years.
I've often said I've got the greatest job in the world because it's so many different areas you get to work in.
He's worked under 5 different city managers, 6 mayors, and dozens of aldermen. Shiraz just seemed to have a way with people.
Brick and mortar are easy. It's the relationships and the people. And looking back on what Jug Knight did when I was a child, and knowing we've got those same coaches around today, and the facilities kind of bring you to the people, and that's what I've enjoyed the most.
Anything that you see here, Joe was involved with that. Whether you see something that got built or something that got improved, Joe was involved in that process every step of the way.
I was very fortunate to have so many people who I did my best to get them the resources they need. They just got out of their way, and basically they've heard this 100 times. Thank you for making me look good. So again, God, I don't know what I ever did to have what I've received. I hope I've done the best I can with those talents.
But we will not forget what Joe did. And not just by himself, but he truly was a coach, he was a leader.
I think his legacy will be if all of you go out there and treat people the way Joe treated you, and we will have a great city.
Thank you.
Big-time college basketball in Savannah. Over Thanksgiving break, the Savannah Invitational was held at the Civic Center. Now, first time this many teams gathering for a tournament in the hostess city. Georgia Southern, Auburn, West Virginia, Akron, East Carolina, Air Force, and Mercer among the 14 men's and women's teams competing. Now, the old arena spiced up with a brand new court. The city facility hosting the event, Visit Savannah, and the Savannah Sports Council putting it all together.
We just wanted to put our best foot forward and show what it can do and the potential of this arena, with hopes of getting bigger events, but also the potential, if we do and when we do get a new arena, that way we can host even larger stuff. So this is a great stepping stone and a trial run, as you could say, for a basketball event. So we could end up with a college tournament in March for a league championship, or maybe our preseason event that we're doing now grows into something much, much bigger and it ends up on television as well.
It's a 3-year deal for the Savannah Invitational. All new teams for 2017. Now the dates are November 29th through December 2nd. And finally on City Span, we are continuing our partnership with the Small Business Assistance Corporation, putting the spotlight on successful local entrepreneurs. This month, we are talking pies. Here's Leandria Michael in Savannah's City Market.
One of the great things about Savannah, besides the amazing people, food, history, and architecture, is the influence from all over the world. A slice of that influence sits here in City Market. It's the Pie Society. The Wagstaff family opened its doors here in 2014, and the family recipes and fresh ingredients keep locals and tourists alike joining the Pie Society. Let's go inside.
Pie Society began with my mom, my sister, and my brother. So my sister kind of had the idea that they should come here and open a British bakery. They moved over here. It took about a year to build the business plan and get everything going. They moved here in January 2013, and my mom and my brother opened a store in Pula, which was really just a deli case and a few tables at the beginning. And yeah, we were just so busy in that first year that we decided to open somewhere downtown. So in January 2014, we called the SBAC, spoke to Stephen, and he really gave us the support that we needed financially to be able to open somewhere downtown. We weren't really ready at all. And we now have 2 stores and a really successful wholesale business, which is what we're working with them now to try and grow that and try and get a new place. Since we opened this place and we joined with the SBAC, we now have 11 employees. I employ 5 people here, and we also needed some extra bakers and Pula. I would say that it is, it's really difficult working for yourself, working every single day, trying to grow your business, but just hang in there, because it's so worth it when you get through. And some weeks are a lot more difficult than others, but yeah, it's worth it. The SBAC was just really, really helpful to us. They constantly calling us, just making sure we're okay, making sure, see if we need any extra help, any extra support, any questions that we have. So yeah, it was definitely one of the best decisions that we made to kind of approach them.
SBAC joined the Pie Society, and the results are delicious. SBAC is supported in part by the City of Savannah. I'm Leandria Michael, and this is your SBAC Small Business Spotlight.
Thank you, Leandria. That is going to do it for our 2017 debut of City Span. Now remember, for the latest news and information in and about the City of Savannah, please keep it tuned to SGTV. You can also visit our website at savannahga.gov. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at City of Savannah. Thanks for watching, and thanks for making Savannah your home.